Hey everyone. So today we hear the call of Levi in the Gospel of Luke, or the call of Matthew. And I really want to focus on what Jesus says to us at the end, that I have not come to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance. And I think the psalm as well from today links beautifully in with this. It starts by saying, "Turn your ear, O Lord, and give answer, for I am poor and needy." So I think this time of Lent is a particular time in the church calendar where we're called to realize that we are poor and needy, that we are to realize our utter poverty before God, to realize that we are sinful, that we are broken, that we are fallen, and that we can do nothing without Him. But really, the call is to realize the truth of who we are, and to, in a spirit of humility, see our utter poverty. And when we recognize this, it doesn't lead us to look into ourselves and think that we're really bad, or that to get upset with ourselves, but rather to glorify God in His mercy. And so to come back to the gospel, when He says, "I have not come to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance," the whole reason that Jesus came among us was to minister His mercy. And when He says this to us, He says it to the Pharisees there, but He's saying it to us as well. What He's really saying is that the only thing that stops us from receiving this mercy, that brings us back into the beautiful communion with Him that we are made for, is when we think we're better than what we truly are, when we think we're righteous, because we're all sinners, really. So when He says, "I've come not to call the righteous, but sinners," He means He's come to call all of us, but He wants us to realize that we are poor before Him so that we can receive that mercy. And so I just want to offer you an image of a swimmer at the ocean, someone who's been pulled out in a rip, and they're losing their strength, and they're powerless to help themselves out there. They're going to drown. We're just like that swimmer. In our sin and in our brokenness, we're powerless to help ourselves. But the swimmer out in the ocean, it's very hard for someone to see them from the shore. And so what we all know in Australia, the universal sign is to raise your hand, right? To raise your hand to call for help from the lifeguards. And so that's really what Jesus is calling us to do, is to realize that we are powerless without Him, that we can't help ourselves, that we're going to drown. And so He's calling us to raise our hand and call upon His mercy. And so I just really encourage you to ask for that grace in this season of Lent, to know the truth of who we are, to know our poverty, but see it in the light of His mercy, so that we can raise our hand and call upon His mercy. God bless.